Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be part of what I hope is turning into like a 6 or 7 video series. It is all about DIY Christmas gifts, mostly food-based Christmas gifts. I love to give homemade gifts and I love to receive homemade gifts, and sometimes you just need that little hostess gift. Probably not this year because none of us are going to be going to any parties, but if you just need that little something to give to someone, like, I don't know, a teacher, a secretary, something, and you want to do something homemade, something you know they'll appreciate, that's what this little series is hopefully going to touch on. And it's not going to have any sewing or anything like that involved, so it should be on everybody's comfort level. Some of them will be very, very easy, like tonight's. Other ones will require some cooking. So hopefully they will all get filmed because life's a little crazy right now. So stay tuned. Like I said, today is number 1 in maybe 7 or 8 videos. And today we are making beer bread mix with some dip mixes. This is a great gift to take as a hostess gift somewhere, or just to give, because who can't use this kind of stuff over the holidays? So I am going to turn you around. I am going to show you the ingredients that we're going to use. We're going to make 1 recipe of beer bread, and then we are going to make 3 different dip mixes. And I will have the recipe linked in a special section on my website all about this series. And I will also have the printable tags available on my website. So let's turn around and get started. The 3 main ingredients we need for the beer bread mix: we need 3 cups of flour, 3 tablespoons of sugar, 1 tablespoon of baking powder, and 1.5 teaspoons of salt. That will be the mix for our beer bread. Now, in addition to that, you also need a 12-ounce can or bottle of beer, and you also need 2 to 3 tablespoons of butter. I usually put the bottle or can of beer with the bread, but not the butter, because that would be a hot mess. But it will be printed on the card that you send with the gift. Now for our dips, we're going to be doing 3 different dips. We're going to be doing dill dip, bacon dip, and fiesta dip. The ingredients we need for all those dips: we need some beef bouillon, some bacon bits, some cumin, some seasoned salt, dill weed, paprika, chives, minced onion, parsley, minced garlic, and chili powder. All this stuff I had right in my pantry. So I am making these gifts without having to buy anything special. Let's get started making the beer bread mix, and then we'll do the dips. The first thing we need to do for the beer bread mix is measure 3 cups of flour into a sifter. Yes, my sifter looks like it has been through the war. This was my grandmother's, so it is very, very old, and I love it, and I don't care what it looks like. So I already have 2 cups in the sifter. I'm gonna add 1 more. Now, if you don't have a traditional sifter like this and you have a mesh sieve, you can absolutely just use something like this. Works exactly the same. Okay, we're gonna just sift the flour right into the bowl. By sifting it, it definitely gives the bread a better texture and a better rise. And then we're gonna add 1.5 teaspoons of just regular old table salt. We're gonna add 1 tablespoon of baking powder. And we're gonna add 3 tablespoons of sugar. Now, if you'd like to make this WW friendly and wanted to reduce the points a little bit, you could most certainly use monk fruit, but honestly, 3 tablespoons of sugar over, 12 slices of the bread, I don't think it's gonna make that much of a difference. But like I said, these are gift ideas, not necessarily WW friendly. And then all we're gonna do is whisk it. Make sure it is all evenly incorporated. And that is it for our beer bread mix. Now, from here, you decide how you want to package it. You can absolutely put it in like a quart size mason jar. It's not going to fill the jar completely, but that's the size you're going to need. Anything else is going to be a little bit too small. You can put it in some other kind of decorative container. I am choosing to use these treat sacks from the Dollar Tree because I saw them and fell in love with them because I love the little red truck. So I am just going, oh, well, that's the problem with Dollar Tree. Oh wait, I guess they're supposed to be like that because they're all like that. Okay. Now, I find the easiest way to fill these is to get a drinking glass, preferably one that has a wide mouth, which my Christmas glasses do not have a wide mouth. Stick it in the glass. Fold it over. And that will hold it while you scoop. So I am just going to package this up. And then we'll get started on the dips. Here we have our beer bread in their cute little bag. At the end, when I put all the instructions on there with the printables, I'll show you how you can attach it. You can actually use a label if you want it. I'm gonna use a little tag. So I will show you that at the end when we package all the things up together. So now we're gonna get started on our dill dip. I love dill dip and I love to dunk my beer bread into it. So what we're gonna do, 2 teaspoons of dill weed, half a teaspoon of seasoned salt, two teaspoons of dried minced onion, and then 2 teaspoons of parsley. We are going to give that a nice stir, get that all combined. Now, when you go to make this dip, you're going to give this part as the gift. And then on the instructions, it will tell you how to make the actual dip. So to make the actual dip, what you do is you just take half a cup of sour cream and half a cup of mayonnaise and mix this right in and refrigerate it for 2 hours so the onions and the parsley, everything softens up and the flavors meld. Now I looked all over for some really cute little containers to put this in. I really couldn't find anything I liked in the store. I saw a lot of things on Amazon, but I just couldn't wait for them to come. They had some really cute little glass jars that would have been cute. So I just got these little containers at the Dollar Tree. I actually went looking for, in the craft section, they have little tiny jewelry bags that are Ziploc. That's what I wanted, but my local DT did not have them. So I got these little containers. And what I'm gonna do is tie some ribbon around it and hang the tag off of it. Not my first choice, but I needed to get this video done. So there is our dill dip. And the next dip we are going to make is our bacon dip. This is another one that I really like with the beer bread. Now the third dip we're gonna make, I don't love with the beer bread. I like it with tortilla chips. So for the bacon, we are going to do 2 tablespoons of bacon bits. I prefer to use the real bacon bits, like that are in the little bag, but my store's out of them. So I had to settle for the imitation. Not my first choice. Then we need 1 teaspoon of beef bouillon. One tablespoon again of the minced onion. And a quarter teaspoon of dried minced garlic. And same thing, just mix it together. And now for this dip, it just takes 1 cup of sour cream. There's no mayonnaise in this. Just 1 cup of sour cream. Mix the dip mix in, whoops. And once again, refrigerate it for a few hours. I'm making a mess with this one. Those bacon bits are causing everything to fly. And there you have our bacon dip. And next on the agenda is Fiesta dip. Like I said, I love to serve this with tortilla chips. So for the Fiesta, we need 1.5 teaspoons of parsley. Then we need 1.5 teaspoons, you guessed it, dried minced onion again. The nice thing about this is it does soften up nicely while it's refrigerated. We're not going to get that crunch. Then we need 3/4 teaspoon of chives. 1.5 teaspoons of chili powder. Now, if you wanted to add a little kick to it, you could add a little cayenne in there, but not for me. The chili powder is enough. Then we're going to need 3/4 teaspoon of cumin. And last but not least, we are going to need 1/4 teaspoon of salt. We're going to mix it all up again. And then when you go to make this dip, you're going to use 1/2 cup of either sour cream or yogurt and 1/2 cup of mayonnaise. Mix it together and you guessed it, let it refrigerate for at least 2 hours to let the flavors blend. So there you have the Fiesta dip. Now it would be really cute to label the top, stack them all up, put your ribbon around them and hang all 3 tags off of there, or do them separately. Maybe you're only giving 1, maybe you're giving all 3, a little trio, something like that. Look how quick and easy that was, and it's a thoughtful, delicious homemade gift, and it's very inexpensive, and most of the time these are in your pantry. So let me go get the printables and we will finish packaging them up. So we have everything done and mixed. Now we're just going to present it. Like I said, I'm not thrilled with these little containers, but we're gonna make it work. So I just have some green jute and my printables, and on the printable, I have what is in the little container and then how to actually make the dip. And you can print these right off on my website. Now, if I was giving it as a gift, I would do these on cardstock, but I just did them on regular paper, which is fine too. I'm just going to wrap some of this green twine around. You could use really pretty ribbon, whatever you want. Like I said, if you have those little bags, you could print these out onto label paper and just slap them right on there. This is hard doing it myself. Trying to hold the string tight and tie it at the same time. I just put a little hole punch through there. And we're just gonna tie it on. There we have that, and then we'll just do the beer bread. I'm gonna do the beer bread pretty much the same way, except I'm just gonna go around. Now, if you put this in a mason jar or something, I think it'll probably, you know, that's airtight, so it might be a little bit better. But if you want to present it this way and just let the gift recipient know that, you know, if you're not going to use it in a couple days, put it in a jar or a Ziploc bag or something like that. And there we have it. Now, you can do this a couple different ways. I have a cookie tin that I took the lid off of, and you can just fluff in a piece of tissue paper, put in your beer bread, and then put the little dips around it. If you're giving all 3, if you're only giving 2, depending on what you're giving will be the size of the tin you're gonna need. I could use a bigger tin here for sure. Or if you want something with a lid, find a little bit of a bigger tin, do the same thing. Just kind of lay it in. You could squish this off to one side and then nestle a couple of the dips in there. Put the lid right on. And there you have it. And you can even put a piece of tissue that's not so wrinkled over the top if you have a container like mine. And then that way it's easier to see what's written on it. You have a nice little hostess gift. So there you have it, video number 1 of the DIY homemade Christmas gift series. Like I said, most of this stuff you probably have in your pantry already, and it's a really inexpensive and I think a thoughtful, nice gift. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Leave me a comment below. Let me know if you like to make homemade gifts like this and what you would use it for. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, I would love it if you would hit that subscribe button and the notification bell, and look for a couple more of these videos because I have several more ideas. This was an easy one. We have a couple that are a little trickier that you need to cook with, but they'll still be a lot of fun. So look for the next one in the next few days. Thanks for watching. Good night.